Studio Satya, and I'm joined here today by Marlo and Platy, and we're going to do our restorative practice, which is one of the practices that goes along with the Rush, Progressive Rockin Cleanse. And if you'd like to join the Rush, please email me at any time at yogastudiosatya, SATYA, MS, as in the state, at gmail.com. And you can sign up for the next version of the Rush workshop, or even a personal individualized cleanse. So today is our restorative practice. And this practice is to help teach us to rest and receive. So the whole point of our cleanse is to learn to turn our energy inward. And we'd like to, in order to turn our energy inward, we have to be okay with receiving that. And for many of us in this day and age, amazingly enough, it's receiving abundance that's so hard for us. So there's this abundant energy that we have. And it's like burning a hole in our pocket. We're trying to give it away and bleed it out in so many ways. So relax and receive. It's going to be the theme today. It's not that many poses. Restorative practices are so great because they are so simple, and you just stay in the poses for a long time. You allow the props to deliver you the alignment and the opening, and you just relax. So before we get started, you'll want several blankets. Yoga blankets are cool. If you don't have them, that's fine. Your yoga mat, a strap, a long belt or scarf or something. These are really long. Will work for that. And then a bolster. So make do, look around your house. That bolster looks a lot like a couch cushion or a big firm pillow if you need one. And gather all your equipment. And we'll begin. If you need to pause the video to gather some goodies, go ahead. If not, turn your inner thighs downward. Sit up tall. Close your eyes. Take your shoulders up and back. And breathe. By this point in our cleanse, we're all in stage 2 or 3 of the cleanse. We're beginning to get into the deep part of the cleanse. Sit with your eyes closed for a moment. Enjoy the sensation of being empty. Enjoy the sensation of your body having nothing to do. The lack of busyness. Anything can become mindless and insensitive. Anything can become a non-yogic practice. Even doing good in the world can become a non-yogic practice when it loses its mindfulness and its balance, when it takes on ego and obsession. Feel the balance of this moment. The contrast it draws to even your service. To all the ways we use and spend and give our energy throughout the day. Bring your hands together over your heart. Allow yourself to receive the vibration of Om. Release your breath. Enjoy your inhale. Bow your head to your heart. May you receive peace and prosperity. May you be open stay seated. You can do this for even in a chair. Bring your hands to your knees, take your shoulders back, and then arch your back into a modified cow pose. Round your back into a cat stretch. And let's try this with the inhale. Right, be careful not to scrunch your shoulders. Open them up and back. And exhale. Use your core muscles to support and create that curve in the spine. No cat and cow, guys? They're relaxing and receiving right now. And then stretch one arm up. Open your side body, create maximum length. Sit your sit bone down, so really plant it and extend up so your waistline gets really, really, really long. And then go the other way. Really plant the sit bone on your left side and stretch away from it. And then first side again. Take your armpit back. Then turn your chest and face toward the ceiling. Really draw this arm bone back to reveal your face to the sky, as if like beautiful sun or golden raindrops were falling down on your face. Other side, stretch up, stretch over, and then draw your armpit, and then the rest of your arm back. Open your face to the sky. And come back up. Big breath. And release. Alright, restoratives are your chance to get out all your fun yoga props and have a really, really good time. Alright, let's start with a supported shoulder stand. And this is going to be a really gentle shoulder stand. So don't worry if you've got neck or back issues, you'll be fine. Next, good. So you're going to lay 2 blankets down. So you get a nice thick pad that your dog wants to lay on, and then a bolster. And we'll do hips on the bolster, shoulders on the blanket, and head on the mat. So your head is all the way down onto the mat. Roll your shoulders up and back, right? So there's a rolling back. Turn your palms up. So we don't want the shoulder to roll close, we want it to roll open. Both sides. Stretch your side bodies up. And then lift your hips, stretch your side bodies down so they're getting longer in both directions. Feet on the floor, knees lean together. Close your eyes. If you'd like to pause the video and stay here a little bit longer, you may. Give yourself at least 10 breaths. Be patient with this practice. Gently bring yourself to a mental state that's fully present. So we don't want to be lost in thought here. We don't want to be tuned out. If you feel that the balance of your hips is good on the bolster, then you can bring your feet up onto the bolster. Stretch one leg up, Touch the other leg up. And come into a little bit deeper, but still restorative form of the pose. A little curve under your neck. And you should feel your weight in your shoulder blades on your back, not on your spine. As you're ready, gently bend your knees. Bring your feet back to rest on the floor. Lift your hips. Press the bolster out from underneath you, and all the way down to the floor. And then you can step over the bolster with one foot, roll to your right, and gently come up. And that's the first pose. Very simple and very easy. Alright, so then move your bolster, move your blanket. We'll do a little bit of gentle movement for the legs. So get your strap. Even if you can reach your foot, go ahead and use a strap so that we're really in a receiving mode here. Take your strap, place it over the ball of your foot. This way, instead of curling up and struggling and working to get your leg, you can roll your shoulders up and back, even roll them open so you feel your shoulder blades scoop under. And your chest, when you do that, should feel like it's more broad. With one leg bent, we're going to gently pull as if you're seating the thigh bone deeper into the hip socket, and give yourself a gentle stretch. So depending on how flexible you are, your foot can be less than your leg, can be at greater than 90, 90, or less than 90 degrees. You're going to be gently opening the hamstring a little bit. And then let's just release the neck. Turn your head to one side, turn your head to the other side, to the first side, to the second side. And then look at the ceiling. Bring your right ear to your right shoulder, so that's a tip. And then look out over your left shoulder, so it's a tip and a turn. And come out in two movements the same way you came in. Look toward the ceiling, and then level your ears. And we'll go the other way, left ear to left shoulder, tip. Keep that turn to the right. And then release the stretch in the same two movements. Look at the ceiling, level your ears. Good. Hold the strap firm. Take your leg out to the side. Again, gently but firmly pull from the foot to the hip so the bone of the femur inserts deeper into the hip socket. Support your leg. Bring your leg back to center and release. And then yourself to be just present, just sweetly present and aware. Not busy, not distant and detached. It's a difficult skill. And then take your leg out to the side. You can also tip the opposite knee out to the side to help create a counterbalance and make the pose a little more sweet and loving if you're working just too hard to support your leg and not roll over toward it. And release. Bend your knee. Strap all the way out. Take a breath here. Roll to your right. Come up. And we'll use blankets again for a modified legs up the wall practice. Legs up the wall typically is exactly what it sounds like. You take your legs and you put them up the wall. Hello there. Hey, guess what? You're going to have to scoot just a little bit. Right there. That's good. Alright, so take your blankets and lay them with the folded edge towards you. And that's probably a 2-inch support there. Blankets are quite a bit more firm than a pillow, so they're going to give you more solid support. And then lay back so that your waistline is right at this juncture where the blanket ends and the mat begins. So it's going to tip your pelvis that way, gently. And then if you don't have a dog to rest your head on, you can put a pillow or another blanket or arrange your blankets that's under your head. I like for my shoulders to be open and my head to actually drop back. So my ears, I'm not tilting my head this way, my ears are dropping straight back, so the back of my head rests lower than my shoulders. And that's really good for releasing the neck. It's really good for improving your posture, and it's just a gentle restorative way to relax the muscles in the front, the sternocleidomastoid right here. So it goes from your sternoclava, your sternum and your clavicle, to the mastoid bone here, and it's this strap. And overstressed people, sometimes like wrestlers and football players, you'll see that like no neck look. It's really tense here. So just let that relax and drop your ears straight down to the mat. And keep the back of your neck curved but long. So we're really getting into this point at the occiput of the spine now. Alright, and then your booty is tipping down toward the floor. You're going to take your strap, put the balls of both feet in there, and then gently hug. Alternatively, you can set this pose up at the wall. And you can use a sandbag if you have it to give your legs weight. It's actually a little less awkward for me to get into this pose because you don't have to figure out how to shove your booty up against the wall and get into this position if that's difficult for you. Bring your awareness into your sitting bones and feel them open down toward the floor and apart. First, there should be a sweet opening in the hamstrings. We're not trying to like shove ourselves into our deepest fold here. has wandered, gently bring it back to the moment. It's an open moment. Unfilled, preciously and sweetly unfilled moment. And gently release. Bring your feet to the mat. Step over the dog. Roll to your right. And sit up. Good. Alright. And for my next trick, we'll do a supported virasana, which is sitting between your heels. And this one requires a different amount of stuff for different people. Sometimes as you detoxify, you'll feel the detoxification like soreness in specific muscles. That's more on the physical level, which is great. So I'm going to start by stacking 2 blankets, and I'm not going to place these blankets between my knees, I'm going to place them between my ankles. So you'll kneel, and for those of you that are tight, you may want to take another blanket and unfold it under the whole base of the pose to create padding. So toes point straight back, heels point straight up, bring your fist behind your knee, slide it back, and sit back on your throne. Thighs parallel to each other, turn the inner thighs down. There's that. Take your shoulders up and back. And there should be a sweet and spacious quality to the pose. So if you don't feel anything in the quads at all, your throne's probably a little high, or your quads are very flexible. If you feel it too intense to sit and stay and breathe comfortably to create that sweet openness in the pose, then it's a little too intense for a restorative practice. Your throne must get higher. So if you are more flexible and you don't feel anything in the quads, you can either remove a blanket until you achieve the right intensity, or you can sit all the way on the floor, and some people are just that flexible, you know who you are. So if you are sitting all the way on the floor, then you'll take your bolster and your blanket, and you will create a little ramp and lay back on your ramp. So we want our pose to be not busy, not too intense. Turn your inner thighs down one more time. Gently tone your belly muscles against the bolster, or just back into your waistline if you're not using the bolster. Shoulders up and back, turn the palms open to receive. Stay here at least 10 breaths. lift yourself up, open your eyes, and then untangle your legs. And then we'll keep or create that same ramp that you made to recline on. Bring your legs into bound ankle pose. So it's really, really nice here to support your knees on some blocks. You can also take a loop of strap, and that's a little too high. That's about right there. So my legs are supported by the strap, and they can hang outwards and be lifted. And lifting the knees lets the thigh bones fall down and in. And then roll back onto your pillar here, your ramp of restfulness. Shrug your shoulders, roll your palms open so the shoulder blade tucks under. Rest your arms on the floor. Take another 10 breaths. Allow the pose to be delicious and yummy. And after about 10 breaths, place your hands, gently press the mat, bring yourself up. Hopefully open your eyes, release your strap. Alright, so we've loosened up the spine a little bit. We've loosened up the hips and legs and quads a little bit. Let's move on to a twist. So you can actually do this twist if you're a little more flexible right on your blankets. And then higher is easier. So if you're less flexible, you can put your bolster under or on top to make a higher stack. Alright, so first, place your thigh, so you're going to sit on the mat, so your thigh goes across the mat. And fan your legs out like the beauty pageant lady. And then turn your inner thighs down, both sides. So your mat is going this way, your thigh is going across that, and your bolsters and what have you are along that. And then you're going to scooch up your padding right to your thigh, turn your belly button towards your bolster, and lay down. Now for less of a twist, your face looks towards your knee. For more of a twist, your face goes all the way around and looks away from your knee. So try this ear, try that ear, stick with the one that works for you. And you can gently hold the bolster. Some people it feels very comforting to hold the bolster. Give that a shot. Stay sweetly spacious and aware. For about 10 more breaths. Place your hands on the mat. Look towards your bolster, gently push up. And then you can switch sides. Reach your knees the other direction and your legs out. Turn toward your bolster. Again, pick an ear. It doesn't have to be the same ear on each side. And then just release your body into the support of the bolster. Your eyes can be open or closed. Just get really heavy. Even snugly, go ahead. Spend about an equal amount of time on this side as you did on the other. And place your hands on the mat. Look towards your bolster. Up. Alright. For our next pose, again, I'll take a little bit of creativity. If you're very tight in your hamstrings, I'm going to take a little more extreme version of the pose. Using the Swiss ball. So for those of you that are really, really tight in your hamstrings, we're going to put one blanket under the ball, one blanket over the ball. Bring the ball in close to you. Feet out as wide as it takes. And go forward. And then pretend, if that's uncomfortable on your neck, you could kind of roll that blanket under. Create a little cliff. So your forehead goes on the cliff and it's a well for you to breathe. For those of you that are a little bit more flexible, a less extreme version of the pose would be same pose, different variation. You could sit even on some of the blankets. Legs are a little bit closer together. And you can do your hands like this to make a little well to breathe. You can also turn your head to one side if you choose to do that. Count your breaths and do equal breaths on each side. And of course, if you're even more flexible, you can go even lower and adjust your blankets until you have the right amount. One more variation for the most flexible one, you know.
yourself 10 to 12 breaths here. Place your hands on either side. Pull your shoulders up and back.
Look towards your headrest as you rise. And then using a throne, if it's appropriate, come to a comfortable seat on your mat. Now we thank ourselves for giving ourselves a little time, allowing our practice to become sweet, spacious, uncluttered, and unbusy. So many times we say we like to not struggle and suffer. And yet how many times do we open to the door to non-struggling, non-busyness? Pull your shoulders up and back. Stack your head sweetly on top of your spine. Bring your hands to rest in front of your heart. And we'll close our practice 3 ohms. Release your breath. Enjoy your inhale. I value with deep love and gratitude from the divine and abundant within me, that same divine abundance within you. Namaste.